3 tips for every ability Gekko edition. I coach for free on Discord. The link is in the description. We're going to start off with Mosh. Tip 1. Its best use is to get people out of angles or smokes. You can place this in an angle and within 3 seconds they basically have to move or they die. Tip 2. It isn't as good as other mollies in the post plant. This is because it only lasts for 3 seconds and probably delay about 5 seconds of time, when other mollies can get up to like 15 seconds of delay. Tip 3. Use it on attack to stop defense players from getting kills during the execute or to flood the site. So put this in smokes. The Ascent short smoke on the door is the best example of this, as it stops like KOs from pop flashing out and killing your team during the execute. Next we'll move on to Dizzy. Tip 1. Make sure you can pick up your orbs safely. So attack can throw these throw Dizzy out if they want to take that space, or defense can throw it straight up in the air and it sees a 45-meter radius. Tip 2. Enemies can hide from or shoot Dizzy. Hiding will give you no info, but if they shoot it then it can give you more info depending on how many shots you hear. Tip 3. The enemy knows that you want to pick up Dizzy, so when you are faking, you may be able to keep them around by throwing Dizzy in, and the enemies may stay longer to defend Dizzy, or may think you intend on taking that space for Dizzy. This can keep the enemies in the site you're not hitting for longer, at the cost of Dizzy. Next we have Wingman. Tip 1. Wingman has a good detection radius, so it works really well to clear space. Wingman can be picked up again, so don't be afraid to use him early in the round. Wingman can allow you to be active during the spike plant, allowing for fights that normally would be -1 during the plant, to potentially even. An example of this is a 2v2, when planting the spike normally is a 1v2. But with Wingman planting, it's a 2v2. This goes for defusing too. Be more active when Wingman is planting. He doesn't die if you do. Tip 3. Wingman has 100 HP. He can tank certain utility and mollies. He can tank a shock before dying. He can tank one silver ult shot before dying. He can also tank mollies long enough to get half. Viper is especially countered by Wingman, as if she does not manage her orb correctly, Wingman has a good chance of getting a full defuse. This is due to him at least not being visibly fragile. He may actually be fragile. I've yet to test this, unfortunately. But as far as I know, he doesn't get fragile, which means he only takes 63 to 67 damage, which means that another bullet wouldn't be needed to kill him at 100 HP. And finally, we'll talk about Thrash. Tip 1. You can bunny hop in Thrash. Tip 2. You can use the third-person camera when activating Thrash to see more of the area. Tip 3. If you don't see a target you can hit or punish with Thrash, you can turn back and start making your way back to Gekko to make getting the orb easier for the second ult. Okay, that's 3 tips for every ability for Gekko. If you think I missed any, feel free to put them down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed and subscribe to see more content like this.